An Apple Watch is an incredibly powerful tool. Whether you're somebody that's looking to get up off the couch to get moving, or you just want to stay connected and generally track some health and fitness metrics, the Apple Watch is probably the tool for you. Hey, my name is Alex. Welcome to the channel. Here we talk about all things technology related and being intentional with technology, not just mindlessly consuming, but thinking about and considering our needs and just being intentional with our tech. So if that sounds good to you, be sure to subscribe down below. This video is sponsored by my wallpapers. If you want to get this one or any of them on my website, they're actually discounted to 99 cents throughout the month of January as we kick off the new year. So thank you for checking those out. So how can an Apple Watch help you when it relates to fitness? I want to run through some of the top reasons about why you'd want to consider getting an Apple Watch and what its strengths are. So for starters, on the hardware side of things, you have three options when it comes to the Apple Watch. You have the SE, which is kind of their budget-friendly version at $250. You have the Series version. Right now we're at Series 11 at the time of filming this video, and that's about $400. And then you have the Ultra, which is like the high-end ultra endurance. That one is $800. And so between those three price points, it does hit a wide variety of different users. The software across all of them is going to be the same experience. The core experience is going to be the same. Where there are little nuances, I will talk about those as we get into the video. But the first thing that the Apple Watch is super good at is helping you to stay motivated. With those fitness rings, it does have a little bit of a psychology element to the colorful rings, wanting to close those and see them completed every day. You just get a sense of accomplishment and gamification really to your fitness. And so if the motivation thing is really kind of hard to want to get up off the couch and get moving every day, the rings do help you to give that sense of satisfaction at the end of the day. And it does push you to close your rings if that's something you want to leave on and enabled on the watch. For me personally, I don't like that. I leave that off. The rings don't really matter much to me, but I know to most people they do. But the rings are a huge selling point and a big sticking point for people when choosing an Apple Watch. The next big reason is going to be the social element to it. Most people here in the United States have iPhones, and many of those people have an Apple Watch also. And so if you have friends that have an Apple Watch, you can quickly add them inside of the fitness app and you can compete with each other. You can measure up against who's closing their rings faster. You can do competitions together. You can see who's doing exercises and workouts. And so there is a social element to it that does make the fitness journey a little bit better and a little bit more fun and gamified when it's with friends. Granted, everybody's rings are going to be different. So there is a little bit of deception in that. You know, if somebody's red ring, for instance, is 1,000 calories and yours is 500, you're going to probably close yours faster than theirs. So you have to keep in mind the numbers that they have set for their rings are all different. It's unique to the individual. And for better or for worse, that's kind of where the fitness journey ends on the Apple Watch, is just with the rings and the social element to it. It's incredibly gamified. It's incredibly fun if that's all you want. It's just a little bit of a push and a motivation. But if you want to get more out of it, like, hey, I want to see VO2 max. I want to see heart rate variability. I want to see some stress scores. Maybe I want to do some diet logging or nutrition or lifestyle logging or building a workout plan, then I highly recommend you get the app Bevel. And again, this is not sponsored or anything. I've talked about Bevel in videos before. It's actually free. It's a free app now, which is awesome. But Bevel is a great app to kind of push your Apple Watch above and beyond to get the data extracted out of it. Because the watch collects all this data. It grabs your heart rate, it grabs your sleep, it pulls all this data in, but it doesn't natively give you anything really to do with that data. And so utilizing an app like Bevel, it's able to aggregate that data and present it to you in actually helpful ways. So you can see your VO2 max. You can keep track of more lifestyle stuff. Bevel is a fantastic app if you want to continue using an Apple Watch, but get a little more health and fitness orientation out of it. Bevel's fantastic. Or if you want to go even further and you're even more of a serious athlete and you want to keep your Apple Watch, I highly recommend checking out Athletic. Athletic takes what Bevel does and it takes it up a little bit of a step further. It's built more for athletes, more for the fitness side of things. Athletic is an excellent app. Athletic is a subscription though. I believe it's like $30 for the year at the time I'm filming this. So if it's worth it to you, it's worth it to you. And then the last app I want to talk about is Workoutdoors. This is a one-time purchase app, and it's probably my favorite app on the Apple Watch for the simple reason that it gives you proper mapping. So if you are somebody that goes out on long hikes and you like to hit the trails and you want to have your Apple Watch, there's no mapping built into the watch. So you can't like see the trails on your watch and see where you're going. But Workoutdoors, if you run your workout through Workoutdoors, like that's literally the name of the app, Workoutdoors, it's like $7 one time. If you run your workout through it, then there's a data screen where you can actually see the map and interact with it and zoom and swipe around on the map live where you're at on the trail. That gives you like Garmin level functionality on your Apple Watch. And that one feature is worth the price of that app alone. You can do many other things and most other workouts and build your own custom workouts inside of that app. But the mapping feature for hiking and for trail use is excellent inside of Work Outdoors. And then I also recommend finding a band that's going to fit you well. This one is just the standard band that comes with the Series 11. You can see that there. It's just the rubber silicone band. It's not my favorite. I actually find the edges to be a little bit sharp, dig into the skin. I much prefer the Velcro adjustable style straps that you can get. You can also get leather or just any kinds of, like, there's a gazillion different Apple Watch bands on the planet, right? You know that. So find a band that's going to work for you. If you're not happy with the way it fits or the way it sits, get a new band. It'll completely change the look and the feel of the watch. That's kind of it on the fitness side for the Apple Watch. That's what you can expect. If you want a baseline experience or if you want to push it and get a little bit more, that's where you're going to get the most out of it, is in those apps and those experiences. So the Apple Watch is honestly a perfect device for you. If you're looking for something that's kind of just no frills, basic, get you off the couch, gamify a little bit, see some data. You don't mind charging the watch every day and you want to stay connected to the fitness features. Like you want to be able to respond to text messages or take phone calls on your wrist and kind of have that smart integration or pay with the wallet on your wrist. You know, that smart stuff is done best by Apple. So if you want that experience, the Apple Watch is just hands down the best one to get if you're an iPhone user. So what about the differences between the price points? I mentioned that at the beginning of the video. Well, the core experience, everything I've talked about is going to be the same across all devices. So this is the Series 11, and this is kind of the middle of the road. I was an Ultra user for a few years using the high-end watch, and I've never used the SE. So on the low end, on the SE, basically just think about it like they took the watch from 2-3 years ago and upgraded the internals, and that's about it. You're going to get a little bit of a worse screen, a little bit of a worse battery, but overall the software is going to be quick and snappy, and it's going to be just fine. And so you save quite a bit of money by going with the older design. But if you want the latest and greatest design and you want the built-in speaker into the watch, you want the better battery life, and you want to be super thin, that's what the Series 11 is going to get you at the middle of the road at about $400. Or if you want the super high end, the Apple Watch Ultra, you want this watch to last you 2 or 3 days. It's built out of titanium and sapphire, and it's big and chunky and rugged, and it's gonna like smash through walls, and it's, you know, really tough. That's where the Ultra comes into play. The Ultra also does get you a brighter screen for viewing outdoors. It also gets you an extra button called the action button, which you can program and map to do various different things. So you do get a little bit of extra functionality out of the watch. I don't know if it's worth twice the price of the watch, but that's what you get. What about for me? I'm not a big Apple Watch user anymore. I did use one for about 10 years, but I've landed on just the Series 11. Using the basic run-of-the-mill, middle-of-the-pack Apple Watch is enough for me. I like it for what it provides. I'm fine with charging it every day when I need to use it, and it's a great watch. I highly recommend it to most people that are in the market for a smartwatch. Unless you're a serious athlete, the Apple Watch is going to work for 99% of people. But if you are a serious athlete and you want to get even more, or you're not happy with the battery life, or you don't need all those smart features, then I highly recommend you check out the video that I did about why the Garmin actually fits my life better than the Apple Watch. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.